Hey guys, Cher here, and it's about time I got to this video. Or at least put it up. Actually, I was supposed to do this earlier in the month, but someone finally convinced me to watch a certain show that I'll talk about in the finished section. But yeah, I had to finish that before I talked about anything else from this season. I came to a realization that the whole anime year 2019 was kind of, if not definitely, a disappointment. There was just not much anime I was too invested in, except for the winter, which seemed to have some of the best shows. Other than spring, of course, which was second tier. Don't get me wrong, the shows I did watch were really, really, really good. But when it comes to how many good shows overall that I was supposed to be entertained by, that's just the minority of them all. Otherwise, I felt like a loser for not finding anything else. Well, that was compelling to me, for this season especially. Allow me to explain, starting with Ascendance of a Bookworm. Considering I'm a giant bookworm myself, for some reason I can't get into the show for the life of me. Its opening and ending are very adorable, and I'll be binging those songs for the rest of my days. However, just from the first episode of this, I felt like this show has a tone problem. It's trying to be an isekai with an actual plot, but at the same time, it's trying to be a historical fantasy with a new character. I feel like if I read the original light novel that I'd take this show a lot better, but as for now, I'm not sure if I can take it seriously enough despite its 7 out of 10 rating. Passing for now. Null and Peta. I don't have a reason for even thinking about watching episode 1 of this, nor do I have a real reason why I dropped it. I thought the plot was going to be cute and stuff like that, however, I didn't expect that this was going to be a short series despite making a lot of sense being that short. I suppose it was just an experiment to see what I could tolerate watching this season. Dr. Stone. I gave this show the 3-episode try. And when I came to realize what the show is about, oh my god. I did not know this was going to be a Japanese version of Lord of the Flies. And just so you all know, if you didn't hear that I was a bookworm earlier, I do not like Lord of the Flies, and I'd rather not revisit that story altogether. Although I will admit that first OP is lit as high hell. Now, on to the next and final portion of my little show. After School Dice Club. Okay, I don't get why at the beginning of the season that this series got so much hate. Yes, it's another cute girls do cute things show, but it's a show that has substance in regards to the contents. As a person who is interested in board games, the games are indeed fun to learn about. But it's more than just that. It's about these girls' struggles and how they overcome them with a common hobby. You actually see them accomplish their wants, or at least strive to achieve them, throughout the series. These girls are not archetypes. They have substance. Yeah, there are some slow moments, but I didn't think they were that distracting. At best, I'd give this show a 9 out of 10.
Well, I am stunned. Just stunned. Stunned is the only way to describe how stunned I am.
Stars align. For a sports anime, this was an emotional roller coaster that I did not expect to witness at all. The drama that this show brings goes from 1 to 100 in just the first episode. And it doesn't prepare you for anything the soft tennis students go through at all. Nope, nada, zilch. I think this show meant to shock and disgust you on purpose because everything these boys go through are real abusive events. But events that you wish you never heard of before or ever again. However, the boys are the only family they do have in need. when their tennis team is at risk of being disbanded, they do what they can to make sure that it doesn't happen, because despite coming from horrible conditions, tennis is their salvation. This show broke my heart in all the right ways. I hope this does get a season 2 because I want to see these boys succeed even more. 10 out of 10, babes. Kono Oto Tomare Season 2. Thank you is the main reason you should watch the entire season of the show. If you thought the Koto was good before, this season takes it to the next level. The focus of going to nationals is still there, but there are higher stakes than before and more obstacles to climb over. The first season was basically Chika's coming of age and growing out of his bad boy past and blame on the destruction of his grandfather's koto shop. This season mainly focused on Satoa and how she wants to rebuild her relationship with her mother. Every character in the show has a relationship with the koto in some way. Some of these characters have a more personal connection, and it's the personal connection that grabs me the most for musical or sports anime. Well, elements. Considering how both of these seasons came out in the same year, this series does not disappoint in regards to content. 10 out of darn 10. Then last but not least, Beastars. After all the pushing from others in the anime community, my sister and my friends, I finally got to watching this show. The beginning is kinda dense with how the society works, but once I got further into the series, I understood what was happening and how everyone operates. My sister phrased this correctly in saying that this show is Zootopia for adults. It's a lot more realistic and metaphorical, while Zootopia served its job in teaching children that racism is bad. Obviously, it did the job. Beastars, on the other hand, goes deeper into the topic and fully applies the animal instincts aspect to every character, which makes it appeal to the older audience. And I only have one question about it, which makes my blood boil. Why is everyone a terrible person? Or animal, or whatever? Not to spoil anything, because I know not everyone has watched it, most likely, but why does the society have to be so violent and cruel even when these animals are not naturally that? The only character I legit felt bad for is Legoshi, because he's actually trying to be a good animal being in a world of basically cruel citizens. But seriously, I can't find any redeeming qualities about anyone else, no matter how tragic the backstory is and what type of tragic backstory they have. Maybe this is a slight nitpick, but if you guys know me by now, I really don't like any story that every character introduced is unredeemable in any way, shape, or form. For some reason, I think Legoshi was the only one who forced me to keep watching because I want to see him redeemed in the end. I think Mao was right in saying that this show is almost an 8.5 out of 10, but I'm going to call it an 8. I can't be exactly too generous. Well, that's it for this episode of Anime Impressions. If you guys liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, if there's an anime that I should watch that I missed from this season, and please be reasonable, please comment in the comment section below. I am very interested to see what type of anime that you recommend. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. And don't forget to check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. I'm Cait, and it's been real. Ciao!